Today, guys, on Beer Geek Nation, we are looking at a beer from a local brewery to me, from Tröegs Brewing. This is their Troegenator in bourbon barrels, aka Bourbinator. 11.9% alcohol by volume. They previously released this beer as a scratch beer. It was draft only, very limited. Got to try it then, awesome stuff. They decided, since it sold out in like 2 days, that they would actually do some more. Bottled up, selling these 750s. They barrel aged it for 6 months in, I think it was actually Heaven Hill barrels, from what I understand. So with that said, it's one of my favorite double bocks, you know, a local kind of favorite of mine. So let me get into a glass so you guys know how it smells, tastes, and give me the final verdict on Bourbinator. All right, guys, see the aroma on the Bourbinator. Yeah, cherry, big booziness, big booziness to it. Slight vanilla, slight oakiness, a little bit of caramel or toffee. Yeah, a little bit, definitely a double bock, I'll put it that way. All right, guys, so the taste on the Bourbinator. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, right at the front of the tongue, I've had Troegenator so many times. Like, it's a very familiar beer. I'm getting a lot of that. You get a cherry, a dark fruit. On top of that, I'm definitely getting some vanilla, a slight oakiness, big booziness in the middle of the mouth. Definitely some heat to this one. Being at almost 11.9%, you would expect that. In the aftertaste, fairly sweet. Again, more cherries. Very, it's almost like a cherry cordial type of flavor. Definitely getting some vanilla, definitely getting that bourbon barrel-esque characteristic that you get from a lot of beers, but it's very subtle. It is playing off the big malt forward beer for sure. I would say my big problem, it's very boozy, a lot of heat to it. Not sure, you know, if that will dissipate over time, maybe aging this one a little bit, but you know, it's basically gone. So as far as being able to get it. So with that said, a very intense tasting beer for sure. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Bourbinator, aka Troegenator, aged in bourbon barrels, 11.9%. It was a brewery release only, and I gotta give a huge thanks to Mark for picking this one up to share and review. Definitely thank you for that. Guys, this one is getting a B+. You know, I love Troegenator. It's such a great, stylistically perfect double bock. You know, if you want to taste what a double bock tastes like, Troegenator is the way to go. Throwing in the bourbon barrels, you know, seemed like a really great thing. Scratch 87 was fantastic. I felt like there was a lot of bourbon barrel to it. There's definitely some bourbon barrel to this one. It's a little bit subtle. I think it might get lost a little bit in the actual beer itself, and it's very hot. There's a lot of booziness to it. That's going to mellow out over time, so if you do manage to get yourself a bottle, you might want to throw one in the cellar, let it sit there for a little bit. But with that said, it's still very solid. You know, not a lot of people doing double bocks aged in bourbon barrels. It's kind of becoming a thing, though. There are definitely more breweries doing it. But yeah, getting a B+ for me. And remember, folks, life's too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.